This is ITV. Certainly the best.
Hello, good morning and welcome to this segment of the program. Inuaghata Nosakhare is my name and I am the business coach and workforce trainer. Now the micro, small, medium enterprises, the MSMEs, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, they are the largest employer of labor. You know, they employ not less than 59 million Nigerians, and that makes 80.04%, of the labor force of the entire nation, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. Not less than 80% of the labor force of the entire country is employed by the micro, small, medium enterprises, the MSMEs. Now, this shows that the growth of the MSMEs is the growth of the nation. The growth of the micro, small, medium enterprises is the growth of the nation. On the other way, if you look at it from another angle, when small, micro, medium enterprises are going down, it also means that the nation is going down. Why? That sector, the micro, small, medium enterprises, is the largest employer of labor in the entire country, employing nothing less than 59 million Nigerians, and that makes not less than 80% of the entire labor force, which implies that any visionary government, any visionary leadership in any state, should make sure that, they make policies that helps to advance the cause of these small, medium, and micro enterprises. This is very, very important. Every visionary leadership, any visionary government should ensure that the policies they are bringing to the table are policies that do not suffocate this sector, because it is this sector that is the engine room of the economy. It is this sector that is making sure that the gap that is left behind by multinationals, there is this huge gap that is left behind by multinationals. The multinationals just employ less than 10% of the labor force of the country, but the MSMEs are employing nothing less than 80%, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, nothing less than 80%, of the entire labor force. And also, the research that has been carried out on these MSMEs, according to from what has been done, the survey carried out by National Bureau of Statistics, it is discovered that nothing less than 60% of most of these micro businesses do not have an action plan. They do not have a business plan. Many of them also have the problem of lacking managerial and marketing competencies, and many of them also still have a problem of access to finance. And most of the time, all of them do complain of lack of finance, lack of access to funding. But outside the funding problem, if you look at it critically, lack of managerial competencies, lack of marketing skills, lack of marketing ability, is what is contributing significantly, to the failure of these MSMEs. And also, the absence of an action plan. You see, many of them lack business plan. Many people that go into all these businesses, probably they were in a particular city or state, and then they saw a business that is thriving, and then they come to their own city or their own state, and then the next thing is just to start that business without actually having a well-defined action plan, without a business plan. And a business plan is a function of you doing a feasibility study, doing a feasibility evaluation of that business idea. It is one thing for you to have a business idea, then it is another thing entirely for that business idea to work in your environment, because every environment has its own unique peculiarities. You travel to Enugu State, and probably you spend 2 months or 3 months, as the case may be, in Enugu State, and there is this particular business that is just thriving in Enugu, and then you just told yourself, when you get to the royal city of Benin, where this broadcast is beaming from, you are going to go into that business. Now you come to Benin, and you didn't really find out to evaluate the market, whether the people in this city, whether the people in Edo State, will be interested in such a product. You must do your feasibility study. Feasibility study is you asking an idea, and asking that idea, will you work? If, for example, this is an idea, you doing the feasibility evaluation, You doing a feasibility study on that idea is you asking the idea, are you going to work? You see, there is no emotionality about it. That it is working in Zamfara does not mean it will work in Enugu. That it is working in Enugu does not mean it will work in Ekiti or Ondo. Every environment has its unique peculiarity. And it is very, very important that you do an evaluation, an assessment of that, the peculiarity of that environment. If that environment will embrace that product or that service that you are importing from another location into that environment. This is very, very important. You must find out if there is a market for that product in that environment. The markets, being there is if there are people with this share of mind for that product, meaning are there people in this environment that will be interested in this product? And after the share of mind, you move into another level, which is a share of heart. It is one thing for people to be interested. It is another thing entirely for people to have, the purchasing power that will make them to act on their interest. This is very, very important. One thing for people to be interested, the share of mind. Then it is another thing for them to have the purchasing power, the financial wherewithal for them to be able to make that buying decision on that product. These are things you need to find out concerning, what will be a feasibility study that will now help you to craft a business plan. Also ask yourself, how is the competition like regarding this product or this service in this environment I am going to ignite or start this business? How is the competition like? There is what we call the blue ocean environment. There's also what we call the red ocean environment in the School of Strategy. Now, the red ocean competition or red ocean environment is that environment where you have, so much competitors already playing the game regarding that kind of business. Let's, take, for example, the fast food business. You are going into a particular environment like the Benin City environment, for example, where this broadcast is coming from, and you want to go into the fast food business. In Benin City, that is already a red ocean. It's an ocean that is not blue, it's not calm. There are already many players in that business. Now that there are already existing competitors or players in that business, doesn't mean you should not come into that line of business. What you now need to find out is that, what is that something that is different that I will bring into the red ocean that will make the customers that have been buying from this existing fast food to buy from me? What am I bringing in that will give me a POD, a point of differentiation, a competitive advantage over the competitors that have been in the market? Then the blue ocean is that market whereby there is little or no competition. The river is calm. The market is very relaxed, it's calm. There are really no competitors, compared to the red ocean. And then at that level, you can enjoy, significant monopoly if you are the first person that is going to embark on that kind of business in that environment. Or, you may just be among the early players, the pathfinders of that business in that environment. You see, there is no emotionality when it comes to going into business. The reason many businesses are failed is lack of this action plan, lack of business plan. And I just told you, a business plan is a product of a feasibility study, a feasibility evaluation. Feasibility study is you finding out if the business is workable, if the idea will be fixable. That's why they call it feasibility study. You are trying to find out if it will be workable, if the way you see it, if things will play out like that. So from what you gather from the feasibility study, you prepare a business for an action plan. And in that action plan, you now also have your contingency plan. In case things don't go the way you have anticipated, what will you do to counter, the situation? What will you do, to weather the storm in case things don't go the way that you have planned? And this is the problem of so many MSMEs in our environment. There is no action plan. There is no business plan. And now let me tell you, there is no pilot that takes an airplane into the sky without a flight plan. Before a pilot takes an airplane into the sky, that pilot must submit a flight plan to the airport authority. So you cannot go into your business, venture without an action plan, without a business plan, without, a roadmap in your head. This is very, very important. For you to get to any destination, you have a roadmap. For you want to go to Abuja, you want to go to Lagos, you want to go to Cape Town, you want to go to Sydney, you want to go to Norway, you have a roadmap in your head. And also for your business, it is very important, very strategic for you to equally have a business plan, your roadmap. And a strategic part of that business plan roadmap is your contingency plan. In case things don't go the way you have planned, in case things don't go the way you have anticipated, this is what you will do. All those things are put in place. And remember, it all starts from the feasibility study. And now, if you need somebody to work with you along this direction, my phone numbers are right there on the screen. Call my MTN line is 080-6686-5060. I call it again, 080-6686-5060. The Glow line is equally there. It's 080-529-29 again, 120. 080-529-29 again, 120. Call me. Let's see how we can work together. Let's see how I can take you through, a coaching class, an executive mentorship class that can help you to build capacity and competency that will really stand you out and give you a point of differentiation in the marketplace. I'll be continuing from this point next week, Wednesday. And when I return, I will still be Inuaghata, Nosakhare. Your day is blessed. Thank you.